If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Penny Dreadful Season 3, Episode 1, stop listening now, major spoilers, here we go. The day Tennyson died. Showtime released this early, man. I went on Facebook and I saw the link, and then after that, it was just, pretty much game over, man. I didn't want to do anything else with my life besides sit down and indulge into some satanic witchcraft, sorcery type of shit, man. And that's what we get inside of this episode. It's absolutely beautiful. It's perfect. It is Penny Dreadful. It's everything that you have come to know and love about this Showtime TV series. And I was very surprised at the ending, okay? And I'm going to start there. So once again, man, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch this episode, stop listening now, major spoilers. This is the Season 3 opener, and I guess it was long overdue. And I think the reason why we had to wait for, I guess, 3 seasons, 3 years, is because there were other properties inside of Hollywood that were going on. And you know how Hollywood and their whole, the general viewing public audience, they're going to get confused if there's 2 of these characters out in existence, okay? So if there's a character, I don't know, Santa Claus in the movie theaters, there can't be a Santa Claus on television, okay? There can't be 2 actors at the same time. Well, now that Universal Monsters has decided to either A, forget about this guy and move forward with The Mummy, being the jump-off point for the, Universal Monsters Cinematic Universe, we're now able to see on Penny Dreadful the person that we've been waiting for the entire time, and that is Dracula. Yeah, so at the end of the episode, man, let me actually let you guys hear the actual episode, man, because I think it's very, very important, man. Let me go ahead and pull that up while I'm here, and while it's fresh in my mind, and plus I want to hear you guys, in the comment section, go crazy and go nuts for this, because this is it. This is exactly what happened. All right, so I'm gonna fast forward and let me get to the very, very end. All right, let me back it up just 2 little things, and here it is.
Is Dracula.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about, yo. So yes, the father of vampires, the one that we fear the most at night, the one that we haven't, I guess, really seen since, I think his name is Luke Evans, took on the role of Dracula inside of the movie Dracula. And let me make sure I get the actual Luke Evans, man, Dracula Untold, man. So it's been quite some time, to be honest. 2014. I love Dracula Untold. I thought it was really amazing. Prior to Dracula Untold, we actually had another another Dracula movie or television series, and that was in 2013. So, like I was saying before, Showtime could not go into their endeavor as far as giving us a Dracula on Penny Dreadful because of the Dracula 2013 and then Dracula 2014. And that's just how it was, and there's really nothing we can do about it. But now we have it, and let me just kind of describe this to you, okay? These vampire minions, okay? They are out and scattered all about. I'm not going to talk about a lot about Vanessa and Dorian and Sir Malcolm or any of those guys, because now that Dracula's here, I really don't care about any of them, and I'm sorry, but all the attention is going to be spent on Dracula, okay? So all the evil is pretty much vanquished, okay? And everyone's trying to go on with their life, okay? Let's just say it. The werewolf is back in America, okay? So the werewolf is now the American werewolf. Vanessa is now, trying to reclaim her sanity and get back normalcy to her life. Sir Malcolm is trying to find himself in another realm, and Dorian Gray is just, pretty much, you wouldn't know where the hell he's at. As far as Frankenstein meets a certain someone, and I'll talk about him at the back end of this, because that's a very important character for myself, because I really am fascinated with this character. And tonight it was just it was literally like Christmas, man. I got Dracula, and then I got this other guy, and it was just awesome. And it was awesome to see Victor Frankenstein hang out with this guy, okay? But anyway, we're going to get to it. All right, so everybody's trying to live their life. Victor Frankenstein's trying to find his bride. The actual Frankenstein is making his way back into our reality, or into our town, I guess you can say, because it seems as if he was kind of lost a little bit. I'm gonna say that, lost a little bit. But also, what they showed us inside of this episode is that this guy can withstand some pretty extreme temperatures. So, however they're gonna decide to kill him, if they do decide to do that this season, it seems like that's gonna be the mission to get back. Victor Frankenstein has to get back his bride, okay, the bride of Frankenstein, and he has to fight Frankenstein to get back the bride. And it seems as if we're gonna have to really test Frankenstein's mantle. We'll see what happens. All the minions are running around town, okay? There are children vampire minions. There are adult vampire minions. Anyway, there's this guy at the end, and I'm not going to spoil his name because I think it's very, very important, because later on in the episode we're going to learn more about him. But this guy is out and about one night. He decides, you know what, I'm going to go and partake of some very delicious sin, okay? I'm gonna definitely stick my spoon into the pudding, per se. And he goes out and he links up with the Lady of the Evening. The Lady of the Evening spreads her legs, and then inside of her opening, he inserts his stick, his magic stick. And then all of a sudden, while they're getting it on, they're getting freaky in the whorish of the nighttime in the alleyway. All of a sudden, the Lady of the Evening gets snatched and tossed violently, extremely violent, okay, against the wall, and bashes her head in, okay? And then all of a sudden, he's grabbed and sucked into the darkness. Then we don't hear anything for anything. The scene goes black. All of a sudden, we see the person that had got snatched is laying in the middle of this warehouse. He is, doesn't know where he's at. He puts his glasses on. Everything's back in focus now. And then you see two figures that are very familiar to you. One is a very familiar figure from season 1 and also season 2. And then we have this little kid who is a kind of a newish figure that approached one of the characters in a previous scene inside of this episode. And that little kid, you instantly recognize him. Say, yo, that's the little boy that was in the street. What the hell? What? Why? What? Who? How did that happen? I thought he had a disease. No, it's not a disease. He's a fucking vampire. That's just it. There's nothing you can do about it besides, be scared and terrified, because this little shit is literally running the world at this point, man. All of a sudden, as the two figures, come closer, the guy that got kidnapped and got snatched, he's now terrified. He starts shivering and shaking, and as he starts looking around, he starts hearing stuff, and his senses begin to pick up, and then all of a sudden you start seeing things crawling and doing, human bodies doing things in such contortions that are not humanly possible. So that you're dealing with some sort of supernatural element. They got these dudes doing crab walks, reverse crab walks, inside out crab walks. You know exactly what I'm talking about. They're contorting their bodies in such a way that it's just, I'm telling you, it's almost, it's not humanly possible, okay? It's like those guys off of those, America's Got Talent, Are they demons, or are they actually real human beings? I'm pretty sure they're fucking demons on live television, all right? All right, so all of a sudden, man, this giant crowd of, let's say, I'd guess 30 to 50 vampires, okay? They start surrounding this guy. They're about to feed off of him. One of the vampires, the main, I guess you could say, adult vampire, because you have the adult vampire, you have the kid, and then after that, the rest of them are pretty much all adults. The adult vampire, a boy, he says, or man, child, whatever you want to call it, he says something about, delicious pink skin, delicious pink flesh. And then all of a sudden, they all start moving in, okay, as the boy or the man vampire picks the guy up by his face, grabs his face, squeezes his lips and stuff, and picks him up by his jaw, and then drops him to the floor. As they're about to devour him, all of a sudden something startles all the vampires, okay? So 30 to 50 vampires scatter immediately, okay, and the place is empty. First, it was full. It was full of rats, snakes, lizards, bugs, vampire kids, whatever the hell else you're thinking of, everything that you could possibly think of, that's what was happening in this episode. And then all of a sudden, they all disappear. They all run off. And they bow immediately as soon as they hear this, whatever it is, whatever their spidey senses, vampire senses start tingling, they immediately drop to their knees, okay? They bow down and then they back up. And then after that, they disappear, okay? And then all of a sudden, you don't see this thing. You don't see the figure. You don't do anything. All you hear is him talking. And before you even hear him talking, you just see the guy who, was about to get attacked and killed by these vampires. He turns around, looks over his shoulders, and he starts to he's terrified, okay? Like pissing his pants, sweating. He's praying. He doesn't know what the hell to do, man. Besides, I can't run from this thing. Whatever the hell this thing looks like, okay? Who the hell knows? No one really knows, man, because we didn't get to see it. All he says is do you know Vanessa Ives? And he's like, no, I don't. Please. I don't know her, I promise. And then he's like, you will get to know her. And then after that, you'll learn all her secrets and you'll report back to me. And then after that, at first I said, okay, that's the bond. Okay, now, whoever this guy is, he's connected to this demon or whatever. First I thought it was Satan, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, because he wasn't saying anything. It was just it was just the guy reacting to him. And I was like, yo, this is a demon, you know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, the dude takes his glasses off, okay? And then Dracula, we don't know it's Dracula yet, you know what I'm saying? But the demon, the spirit thing says, offer me your neck. Offer me your blood. Offer me your throat. And there's nothing this dude can do, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to resist whatever the hell's going on. Probably the eyes, I don't know, I have no clue, man. Or it's just straight 100% fucking fear. And all of a sudden he starts twisting his neck, man, and he provides, you know what I'm saying, the opening to the neck. The camera now is Dracula's face, I guess you could say, his eyes, it's him. And the camera just goes forward, and then you can see the guy, he's being fed from. He's being sucked. His blood is being taken from him, okay? Which is definitely going to be the soul connection, the link, you know what I'm saying, that Dracula does. That's just what the character always has been known for. Once he sucks your blood, he's connected to every single vampire. He is the father of all vampires, man. And then after that, he says, you know what I'm saying, my name is Dracula. All right, I'm gonna play that clip one more time because I think it's very important. Let's go ahead and play it one more time.
Is Dracula.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So like, it's powerful. It's powerful as hell. Just the way that they put it in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's play it one more time.
Is Dracula.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is how, Penny Dreadful takes everything that you've come to know about, your favorite vampire, your mythology, your lore, all of this occult stuff, man, and then it flips it on its neck and turns it into something that is just so damn delicious and meaty, and you can't wait for the next episode, man. This was supposed to start on May 6th. This was supposed to be, the season 3 opener, or May 1st, I believe it was. Let me go ahead and check the original date to make sure. They released it first episode was supposed to be May 1st, 2016, and they released the episode yesterday, because, it says 1:34 in the morning, on 4/25/16. So it's kind of crazy to see that they're already starting out. I guess maybe to kind of create the buzz and get people talking, man. I'll be talking about this thing for a while. I really love Penny Dreadful. I love the way that they're able to just take this mythology and just turn it into something real, man. And you relate to all the characters, man. Okay, last thing that I'll talk about. Victor Frankenstein comes into contact with a friend, okay? And this friend is a very familiar friend. And it was very, very strange and also exciting to see this guy, because I wasn't tracking on him actually being in here. I think I heard his name in season 1, but to actually see him and to see who they cast as this guy, it was pretty amazing, man. Okay, so we're talking about Dr. Jekyll. Dr. Henry Jekyll, who eventually, with Victor Frankenstein's help, most likely during this season, will probably get to see his hide, either theory, his creation, however they're going to do it. The guy seemed to actually, hint towards Hyde. And we'll see what happens, man. So, yes, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, they're here, okay? There's nothing we can really do about it besides, just wait with anticipation, because Victor Frankenstein and Jekyll, they go back, it seems like some time, like a couple of maybe years, maybe 10, 15 years ago, they used to hang out or whatever. We'll find out more information about that. And he's going to try to fix Victor Frankenstein, get him off the drugs, and also try to get him to either get his bride back, or to kill the bride of Frankenstein. We'll see what happens with that. Like I said, Frankenstein is coming back to the city, back to civilization, so he's not going to stand for anyone to harm his bride, man. And also, he has to put up with Dorian Gray too, who can't be killed, who is immortal. And so I don't know how Frankenstein's going to even get past that, and maybe he'll use Hyde, maybe he'll do that, and have have Dr. Jekyll transform or something like that, and we'll see what happens, man. Once again, man, rating of the episode, man, 10 out of 10 stars. I really love how they wrapped everything up from season 2. They're also allowing the characters to get back to some sort of normalcy before, this satanic occult situation comes back and rears its ugly head and then destroys their lives again. Let me kind of just touch on a few things. I'm not going to review it or nothing like that, but let me just kind of talk about it. When we're talking about the werewolf, okay, to see what they were able to do with a train, ride, stagecoach situation, we're heading back to America. America is just now getting their railroad system. There are no roads. There are none of that stuff. It's just the open West, okay? We're out there, and civilization is pretty much just starting. And the railroad is something that's very, very important to American culture at the time. And to see them actually use that, and also with the CGI they use for the train and the background, the backdrop with the green screen and all that, it was really cool to see what they were able to do with that, and how much attention to detail that they actually went into making that happen. And I really do appreciate that. I really do love how they were able to do that. There's somebody from season 2 that is following the American werewolf now, and I can't wait to see what happens with that. It's going to be very interesting, man. Last thing I would say is that there is a strange Native American person that is in this season. And I can't wait to see what happens with that, because they did show a couple of skinnings. What is it? Is it skinnings? Scalpel? Whatever it's called, man. You pick up the hair. Yeah, I think it's a scalpel. I'm pretty sure, man. But they grab that hair, and then they chop that scalp off, and then they do whatever they're going to do with it. But I love how they didn't shy from that. And he said, traditions are traditions, and that's the truth. You can't shy away from that when you're telling the story, man. Right here, guys, that's enough time, man. Hope you guys enjoy Penny Dreadful, man. Support the series. Go on Facebook to the Penny Dreadful website, on Facebook page, and like that, and go to Twitter, follow them, Instagram, all that stuff, man. And then subscribe to Showtime, man. And you can do it through Amazon.com and use the promo code, man, that's on my page, man. Right here, guys. That's it.